Welcome to the Matchfit Conditioning Podcast. Transforming over 100,000 footballers worldwide. Everything we do is aimed at enabling you to gain an edge completely by yourself without needing help from a training partner or teammate. Open yourself to doing things smarter and with more intention, focus and attention to detail than your teammates, opponents and even your coaches. Are you ready to get match fit?
Now this one is again from personal experience, and the lesson in this video is that you can't rely on your coach to bring the best performance out of you. And I want to teach you this one because basically I did exactly that, and knowing what I know now, I wish I knew what I know now back when I was 16, 17, but unfortunately I didn't. So hopefully you can learn from this one. So what it was is that we had I was at Wycombe Wanderers. I think I was 16 at the time. Things were going really well. I felt really confident. I was playing well. I'd already been there for nearly 7 years, and we suddenly had a change of coach. And the coach had never met any of us before. I think he'd done one of the younger teams previous to our team, but yeah, he was straight in. Our previous coach had gone, so he didn't sort of get to chat to him about the different players in the squad. So I guess it was completely new first impression for every player for that coach. So you had to prove to him how good you were all over again. And it was pretty clear from, I guess, the first training session, I can really vividly remember it now, that he didn't like my style of play, and that was particularly troublesome for me because I was a centre back and he was also a centre back at professional level when he was a player. Obviously now as a coach, but when he was a player, I guess 10 years before, and we had very different styles of play considering we had the same position. And what he tried to do was, I guess, mould me into what he thought a centre back should be. So everything that I'd sort of been praised for before that point and had got me to that stage was sort of, it was trying to take it away from my game, and I really struggled to deal with that, and I really didn't feel like the same player at all. And not only did I not feel like the same player, I wasn't performing to the same level either, and I really lost confidence when I was playing. I started to lose that identity I had as well as one of the best players. And it wasn't just me, by the way, there was a few other players who were starting to get affected confidence-wise as well. I mean, it seems crazy, but even things like, I was nervous about playing like a 4-yard pass. It got that bad at one point. And that's not ideal, obviously, when you're playing in a professional environment. But I just tried to struggle through. But basically, what myself and some of the other players were relying on was the coach getting the best out of us. And that coach actually eventually ended up, I think he got fired, but it wasn't until after a good, at least half a year, that he was coaching us. And we were relying on another coach coming in and getting us back to our old form. Well, looking back now, what I should have done is taken it upon myself to make sure that I was performing to the required level, and doing everything I could away from the pitch to make sure I was performing to a high standard. But instead, at the time, I spent most of my time away from training session worrying about it, and then nervous before the training session, and yeah, things just started to build up after that. So I guess one of the best ways to build up your confidence is away from the pitch by yourself, the work that you're doing there, because if you've done the work, you're prepared, and there's no real reason not to feel confident in certain situations. And I'm talking about just basic things, as I said, like 5-yard passes, making sure they're good quality, first touch into positive space, little things like that. I should have practiced them over and over again, because mistakes in those areas started to leak into my game because of the lack or the loss of confidence that I got. And yeah, just looking back, I really sort of wish I'd done things differently. It was tough at the time, and I know it was, but yeah, it took me a few years to recover to get back to the same player. If I'd just taken action then, taken it upon myself to take some action, I could have turned things around. So yeah, just a little tip for you there. Don't rely on your coach to get the best performance out of you. It's down to you to get the best performance out of you. And yeah, hope this one helps, and I'll catch you in the next video.
Thanks for tuning into the Matchfit Conditioning Podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, please share it with one of your teammates. To learn more about the Matchfit method and to start your training with us, visit www.matchfitconditioning.com. We'll show you how to gain an edge on the pitch at an elite level by transforming your fitness level, nutrition, and mindset.